Hi. All right. Post office pivot. For decades, the United States Post Office has been slowly defunded and put under strain. The consequences of a failed United States Post Office will be dire for citizens. Funding issues are not the only enemy of the post office. Email and other modes of advertising are making the USPS struggle to keep their delivery volume justifiable to keep going. Companies that focus on shipping make the United States Post Office feel obsolete to most customers willing to pay more for the same service. The post office needs to be refreshed in the current generation. Writing letters may never be as popular, but shipping is now a way of life. The United States Post Office can pivot what services are regularly offered. The United States Post Office can be a vital aspect in the national standard of waste. Paper is a product that will never stop being used. Bills with sensitive information shouldn't be in the recycling bin because there is very few who know where your physical piece of paper will end up. On the side of the road because of wind? The residents of America trust the post office more than the recycling services. People need a safe place to destroy personal information on paper documents. If people can bring in all paper products to the USPS for proper sorting and recycling, the mass recycling will need to intake less. The United States Post Office can offer more sustainable services than other shipping companies. The United States Post Office can be an example of closed loop recycling. Much of the mail is advertising and political ads or coupons, most of which go directly into the recycling bin, only to end up on the side of the road or in a huge pile like Wally coming true. Most papers are too confusing to know if it's recycling because of the different coatings. All papers, no matter what coating, will be taken and organized by the post office. Vital services of the USPS, including voting by mail and medication delivery in remote areas, paycheck arrivals, and many more necessary examples of why the United States Post Office is vital to the American people. Sustainable paper recycling could bring life back to the United States Post Office. The mail is expected, but how often do residents know the name of the person doing such an important job? Local relationships with local post offices can revitalize the United States Post Office. Snail mail may be phasing out, but we don't want to waste trees. Advertising is not a good enough reason to waste so much material just to be thrown in the recycling bin. The United States of America cannot function without a postal service. The United States Post Office can't alleviate waste from airports. People have objects confiscated all the time that end up in the trash bin. That is waste. There should be a post office close by security so people can choose to mail their almost confiscated objects home. It will be income for the United States Post Office and reduce waste and trash. Prepaid boxes can be used and mailed out instead of confiscating items going wherever it would go if not thrown in the trash. The United States Post Office will also have a packaging drop off. Any clean, dry bubble wrap, air pockets, and styrofoam and cardboard boxes will be accepted for free. There is no reason bubble wrap can't be used more than once instead of ending up in a landfill or on the side of the road. The post office can resell or reuse the reclaimed shipping materials. The packing supplies collected can be reused until bubble wrap or the air pockets are popped and recycled with the plastic bags and wraps. That's a different video. The styrofoam should be reused until broken. At that point, it should be sent back to the producing company for reclaimed materials and reshaping. Styrofoam should be phased out of production and replaced with materials that are non toxic to ecosystems. The United States Post Office can profit from companies using mail services to reclaim materials from consumers. Brand loyalty can be a tool used by the post office and businesses to decrease materials put in the landfill. Companies can create a system with the United States Post Office to create a way for consumers to use prepaid packages to return reusable materials, including refillable plastic containers, fabric bags, and instruction booklets back to producers. Using the United States Post Office to facilitate reclaimed materials, the United States Post Office can also track reclaimed materials. A system can be put in place to keep companies accountable for the waste and trash they produce. There are serious byproducts for America expecting everything to come to our door. The United States Post Office can help clean up the earth and give people a sustainable way of dealing with overflowing shipping packaging. The USPS can be a vital resource for consumers to return unwanted materials. Consumers can be empowered to send materials back to companies for free. The United States Post Office can thrive again and help keep trash out of our ecosystems. Yeah, worth a try. Thanks.